It should be 1, 2, 3, 4, Russ, because it's like 1, 2, 3, go. But
1, 2, 3, go.
hello, everybody. Joined here by fellow, whatever you are, Russ, co-conspirator. I
Well,
think
for an
Russ,
hour anyway.
co-conspirator sounds like a good.
I would like to say happy Thanksgiving to the one person who may watch in America. Tony's having a few technical issues, so you might be stuck with me for a certain amount of time. Lucky you. So tonight, I believe we are focusing on the Survivor series, which is coming up on Sunday. I haven't told Tony yet that I might not be able to watch it with him. Something's come up. So,
Uh-oh.
there you are, Tony.
What's
You're having
going
trouble, aren't you?
I'm trying to send, even though I already sent him. Hold on, I'll do it here.
I've already wished the one person who may watch it at some point a happy Thanksgiving. So,
Hey, I don't know who it will be, but could have been our former co-conspirator Tom. He might check in on us.
yeah, he might do, but I think he's busy doing something with Sam at the moment. So, I usually go for a good couple of hours.
Sorry, Russ, wasted your time here.
No, you're wasting the viewers' time. As I've said, I think we are going to be talking about Survivor Series. As I say, you've got me for the best part of an hour, and obviously Survivor Series is on Sunday, Saturday rather, Saturday, not Sunday. Tony, I
Saturday.
might not be available.
Yeah,
Something
I
may have come up, so
heard you the first time, Russ.
at short notice. So yeah, but it's not concrete. But I'm just letting you know now. I might not be available. Obviously, if it changes, the earliest I'll let you know will be Saturday. So if plans change, I will come on. But yeah, looking forward to watching it on the next day, probably at this rate.
Can't believe you let me down, Russ.
It looks like a butt, Tony, that you've got on camera. It looks like you've
Yeah.
put your butt on screen. We are having a few technical gremlins.
There we go. It was trying to make us have two Tonys, Russ.
One Tony's enough.
See if we get player 3 here.
Back to player 1. Sorry about this, dear viewer. We are having a few problems. Tony has an issue with his iPad stemming back a few weeks from an update, apparently. I think he's been looking at some very dodgy websites and he's got a virus of some description that has attacked all of his streaming things. My dog's here, he's walking around, being very annoying. He doesn't know what he wants to do. Mouse, go away. Not away. Come on, good boy, away.
Tony's back.
Tony's back. Good. Oh, Tony's gone again.
Well, we've all gone.
Right, come on, let's get going.
But here we go.
Right, Tony, and that is the main Survivor Series War Games match. Are you happy with the selections made by both teams?
It's not bad.
Obviously, you were happy with CM Punk being added to.
I'm like, where the fuck did Phil go on? Because they've been on like this pilgrimage, pilgrimage for the last 5 weeks.
Mm,
Because they started with just like two of them, and now they've formed all together like Voltron. They're,
Voltron.
they're gonna be a gigantic Samoan. I don't know what Sami Zayn is. He considers himself a Muslim. Doesn't look that to fit that T, but I was surprised by Phil because it's like they kept trying to get Cody, try to get Seth Rollins so they could have Seal 2.0, which I keep rooting for, but
He's a Paul
and
Heyman guy, so no.
instead you get these guys. Paul Heyman came
They could have
on
got
Smack.
they could have got the Big Show, or they could have got Curtis Axel. They could have got anyone, but they got CM Punk instead.
Yeah, it's so weird. It makes no sense.
He's a
I
Paul
guess
Heyman guy. Of course, it makes sense.
I'm just saying it makes sense after they got Paul Heyman what they were to do, but it didn't make sense with the story path they had been going on the last 4 to 6 weeks. Who knows?
Super. Right, you've finished meddling with your
Yeah,
camera.
well, I'm trying to get player 3 in here. Just a second. So, one second here. Try this for the last time.
You need a better setup. You need to invest.
Yeah, it would be fine if my fucking iPad wasn't flipping me upside down. It, it makes things complex. Okay, so we're done with that, Russ.
Super.
On the other side, you got lots of women. One of them,
Yes.
one of them, I think, can look a little chubby in certain
Oh
photos.
my God. Just stop. Will you stop?
And if you've seen the thumbnail, I used um, someone got murdered out of the
Oh yeah,
other
she's not in
team.
it. Jay Cargill's not
Yeah,
in it anymore, is she?
yeah. At Monday Night Raw for like most of it, they had like a question mark, and they ended the show. I thought still with a question mark, but it's Becky's.
She has
Becky's the
actually
fifth
got a
member.
legitimate injury, though, hasn't she?
I don't know with Jay Cargill. They build her up for 9 months. Finally put her out there. Did a couple solo things. She's terrible. Let's pair her up with one of the best wrestlers we got. Here comes Bianca. Here comes Bianca's super long braid. I, I think the braid might be in control of those two.
Mm,
It's
mm,
kind of like Venom. The braid just dominates her at times. So not much to say to this. Not much story to it. I mean, you did on the female side end up with Tiffany and the Pixie. I don't like Joey Gargano's wife.
mm.
Don't like her. Don't know why she's headlining a premium live event. Uh, to me, it comes out of my mouth, premium live event, but PPL and PLE, it's a pay per view or it's a premium live event.
Mm-hmm.
But you got them. You had the Pixie and you had Tiffany saving Nia Jax a lot of times. He also had Nia Jax slapping, choking, and every other thing. Would be a my sexual fantasy of Tiffany Stratton,
Oh my God.
but that's what you get there.
You're going to enjoy this match, Tony.
Yep, I'm going to be very happy about it.
Yep, you're going to turn your camera off and you're going to really enjoy
Yeah, could do that. I
it.
I I could just use my iPad, ditch the phone, ditch this complex thing I got going on here,
Mhm.
but I could do that, or I could just, like I said, ditch this complex system, put it on the upside down, start going to town, and maybe nobody would figure out what was going upside down in the upside down world. But yeah, because you had Jade Cargill replaced on Friday on SmackDown last week.
Mm.
Yeah. And you also, wrong one I was going for. Still wrong one I was going for. There we go. I forgot to tell you something, Russ, last week.
What was that?
Very important. We got the Japanese guy who got subtitles again. And this week, the Japanese subtitles turned into Shinsuke Nakamura,
Mm.
and they sneaked attack LA Knight. They might have did it in the LA Day because he was a sneaky. But anyway, you got the creepy subtitles back. I mean, you could read like 1,000 things in them.
Oh
Whoever
wow.
wrote these and came up with them was great.
Yeah.
Look, we picked up a player at 3.
Gosh.
How you doing, Alonzo?
Alonso, hello. Thank you for saving me.
I did. Alonzo gonna save you. Come on.
How's it going, Russ? Hey, Tony. How's it going?
Super.
It was because of this stupid setup of me using my iPad as an iPhone because my iPad's upside down. I was trying to use one of the devices so it would screw up either the stream being live or you would see something that Russ said looked like
Look
a
like
butt
a
at one
butt.
point. So, so, so,
Yeah,
so, so, so I'll have to go back and look at that. But anyway, the whole time I was fumbling around with this complex setup, I was trying to add player 3. Player three's here. How are you doing, player 3?
I'm good. Player one. I'm just hanging out. Really didn't do much today, but just hanging out. Really, this is like a day off for me from work. So yeah, how you doing, player two? How you doing, Russ?
I'm good, mate. Yeah, it's just busy. trying to get over Tony's technical difficulties, but you're here now. We've got the full complement. And happy
So,
Thanksgiving to you, Alonso.
Thanks. Russ.
what food did you go for first, Alonzo?
So, um, right now, well, I ate turkey and green beans and mashed potatoes, and now I'm eating apple pie. So,
I love all of that.
Russ.
Unfortunately,
So,
I've got to wait another month before I have turkey.
so happy Thanksgiving, Tony.
Yep. Tony got here on the Mayflower. My family actually was on the Mayflower.
What?
So, yeah.
No.
Go look up a passenger list of it, and you'll find a Turner on there.
That's amazing.
Yeah. I've been here since the beginning.
Tony, so you're immortal, Tony?
So 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 Tony's actually a pilgrim and a native because we went from being up in Massachusetts to Virginia to Georgia and the southern states and every other generation basically was a full native. So I'm a pilgrim and the native people.
Huh.
Russ,
So so I can compose a complete Thanksgiving by myself. Yes, Alonzo. Ask
uh,
Rush your question.
uh, yeah, Russ. So, how do you guys perceive? mm I want to say American history, but how did you guys perceive everything that has to do with Thanksgiving there in England, or how do you guys resonate? Like, is it talked about?
We don't care, Alonso. We don't care what happens in America at all. I'm joking. No, we don't. It doesn't actually filter over here because obviously we don't celebrate it. All we get is Black Friday, Cyber Monday. Obviously, we're not going to acknowledge any sort of thing associated with you becoming your own country and leaving the Commonwealth. So
Well,
it
yeah,
basically
Russ.
doesn't exist.
Which one do you reenact, Delhi? Is it the War of 1812 or is it the Revolutionary War?
No,
Which one do you?
we tend to reenact wars that we win.
Yeah, but you're reenacting it in a way that you win. Which one are you picking? 1812 when you burned almost everything down in Washington, including the White House.
Yeah, that sounds good. We'll do that
But
one.
Russ, but so the Falklands, right? Do you guys consider that a war, or do you guys consider that a battle? The Falklands.
Oh, the Falklands War. Well, it was a war technically because we were fighting the Argentinians. So yeah, it's a war. I mean, there was a lot of battles. It wasn't just a battle; it was a series of battles. You're asking me, Alonso. I was born. I wasn't even. I think I was born a couple of months after it finished. So I don't really know the specific ins and outs of it. It was just the fact that we own it. The Argentinians invaded, so obviously we had to flex our muscles and send over a few ships and everything. And I don't think it lasted too long, really. But the Argentinians went home with their tail between their legs, and
Yeah.
Is that why there's a rivalry? Not a rivalry, but more so in World Cup, right? Whenever England do play Argentina, there's always that. I don't want to say talk about, but
well, it is kind of like that. But Maradona, obviously, with the hand of God, I think that stems
oh
more from
yeah,
that war than the Falklands War.
but thank God, joke and
VAR would probably screw up and still give it.
Yeah, VAR will be like, oh yeah, okay, carry on.
VR would be like, oh, we have to review that. Oh, the hand was there.
Yeah, I
But
think it
but
stems more from that, but yeah,
Okay.
but
the
Alonso,
animosity to the Argentinian football team.
we teased over this kind of um.
And when Beckham got sent off against them.
Oh,
Russ was wanting to know what I thought about Phil getting added to the
I
Survivor team.
yeah, I kind of saw that, but I didn't really put. I always assumed that it would have been Seth Rollins simply because he has that rivalry with what's his name?
Who?
CM Punk.
No, the rivalry with the other guy. What's his name?
McIntyre.
No, the other guy that got added on to the new bloodline.
Oh, the big guy. What's his name?
Bronson Reed.
Bronson
Yeah,
Reed.
Bronson
Bronson
Reed,
Reed.
right? So I figured that it'd be Seth Rollins because his rivalry with Bronson Reed, but uh, I kind of got caught off guard because to me, Phil doesn't have a part in it really. So why would they add him? I mean, it's great for ratings, but star power, I don't know, man. Like
He,
it
it's
doesn't make any
still to
sense to
me.
me.
It's like where did they come up with CM Punk? Because they kept teasing as much as they could that it was Seth Rollins
Hmm.
because they end up having like 4 or 5 times they're just tearing everything up. Adam Cole's getting onto him. It's just everything they were going at it, and like he was Bronson Reed kept doing the tsunami to like everybody. Wade Barrett was ready to just blow out in excitement because I mean he loves Bronson Reed, which he said everybody should love Bronson Reed. But they put him on this hell of a path where like every week he was going against somebody else and just totally destroying him. Then Seth Rollins comes back and they're just going toe to toe with each other. But instead, we end up with Phil. We'll have to tune in Saturday. Russ, you better find a way to make it.
It's not totally out of the question, but I probably won't at this moment in time.
What else? What else could you have going on better than joining us
Lots of stuff
watching
because of obviously got to
SurvivorSeries?
get Christmas stuff sorted out, and then
You got a
potentially
whole
might have
month to do
family
that.
coming down. So
You have 4 months to do that.
for no,
Jesus, Tony, you can't make it, man.
it's terrible, isn't he?
A whole 4 weeks.
It's like a dog with a bone.
But let's see here. You're missing Jade Cargill. She got replaced of your favorite wrestler. She's a mother of three.
Stephen Besselton.
Alonso loves her because he just loves making that joke every time. But this one you really don't care about. You had this week. You had the match on Raw, seeing who gets the advantage, and that ended up being the team, Liv Morgan's team, because
It wasn't the real
Bailey,
Trish Stratus, no.
Bailey showed up and she got added on because I'm not sure what's going on with Jade, but I know WWE keeps putting all this time and energy into her, and we haven't got anything out of a deal yet.
Mm.
and we have one we'll talk about later.
Mhm.
Another one we'll talk about later. And me and Russ talked about this. I forgot to tell Russ on doing the review last week that Shinsuke Nakamura showed up with his Japanese subtitles. So we got his creepy poetry, and now this past SmackDown he attacked LA Knight, showed up behind him like a ninja, samurai ninja.
It's
So
about time
now
they did something with Shinsuke, actually.
it's crazy because he like vanished for like 6, 7 fucking months because it was like he was kicking ass a time around like WrestleMania time. They screwed up because
Hmm.
they screwed up because they just kept switching between too many different wrestlers. That he was on such a good run doing those subtitles with everybody. They should have lasted longer, but his subtitles were just great. He was great. And now finally, as Russ said here, he gets his just dues. Lonzo, what do you think of it?
I think Shinsuke Nakamura. I think we all watched that match with him and Seth Rollins, and I kind of thought that Shinsuke Nakamura. I think it was less than a match we saw with Tom back a while back, and to me, he should have won that match. So his talent is still there. Obviously, I think he still has what it takes to be in WWE. Uh, I always liked his style. Um, it's kind of unfortunate to me that that LA Knight hasn't had that push to become world champion by now. Because like Stan always brings up that the Intercontinental Champion and or US champion always has that big push,
Mm.
and I think it's time that LA Knight has that push now because he always has the fans behind him. He has talent, he has a charisma to become world champion, and unfortunately, I personally think that Cody Rhodes has that charisma. And he does, but it can only last him a long time before fans get tired of the act, you know. Um, with
It,
that said, I think this could be a good match. Hopefully at some point, either LA Knight and or Shinsuke Nakamura get that push that they need to be relevant.
I think they
it's a,
missed the boat with LA Knight. They should have pushed him last year.
yeah,
Mhm.
I think almost all of us said we would have had him winning the world champion.
Well, one of them, one of the big two belts.
But wasn't it like was it a Survivor Series like when he got that title chance? I think last year, or was it one of the other ones?
Can't remember. Has he had actually a title shot?
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
the Roman Reigns, I think.
Where was
yeah.
that?
It
I mean,
was,
I think it was Survivor Series last year.
yeah, it had to
I
have
don't.
been.
I know it was in the fall. Sorry, viewers, if I'm wrong. You can come correct me.
Not sure if
If
it
I'm
was Survivor Series.
but you got that one that ends SmackDown. Then one of the coolest parts of Raw is you got what I think is a beauty of a belt. You got 2 weeks ago. You got on SmackDown. They're fighting for the U.S. belt. They had the mid card belt for the women over there because they got like 700 women and they have to have them have the share of belts. So they've added these two back. As you can see, it has the blue water just across the middle. I think it's cool. It it looks like it has more engravings than some of the other ones have lately.
Mm.
I like the new belts, but I don't think there's like enough design with the embedding and sitting there drilling along trying to do all these engravings on there. But all in all, I think it's a pretty cool belt.
That's nice. I like it.
Yeah. And you have the Raw general manager, they're excited about it, talking about the women's division being the like strongest point of the brand. He thinks they're the superior product they're bringing. And that's pretty much that with that. Eh, And this one, this yeah, this one besides the women's one been announced, and I guess the men's because you know it was bad line versus good line or bad line versus the good guys, however you want to see it.
Hmm.
But here you got one of our favorites, show favorites here, Gunther,
Yes.
or as the rest of us call Walter. Walter was a lot cooler because he had about 75 more pounds of
Oh
fat.
God.
I
You like him chubby,
I
didn't you,
think
Tony?
I think I think all the thing he lost was just fat. He didn't lose like any muscle or anything. He just like somehow just subtracted his fat. But we get this one because I was telling Russ on this one that I really like the push he was getting when wrestling was terrible, like 3 years ago before the UFC guys TKO took over. But I thought Priest was one of the strongest things on there besides the one in wrestling. I thought he probably should have got a belt.
Mm.
And now you have him chance to get one, you might as well get one because guess what? You have WrestleMania coming up quick, and I don't think you're gonna have a storyline where either one of these guys are champions. There's just no way. It has to be CM Punk or somebody. Russ,
You
what do you
think?
think of this matchup?
Oh, well, I hope Gunther wins because I've just never been a fan of Priest at all. I just don't think he's. I don't know. I think he's very one-dimensional. I've just never really grown. He hasn't grown on me, so to speak. I I just don't get it. I just don't get his whole gimmick. I don't get it. And I think he was really unfortunate when he won the title. Yeah, I think there was bigger stories going on. I think he was sort of put into the sort of the background. Obviously, I said to you before, CM Punk coming back really didn't help Priest at all.
And now probably Gunther as well.
Mm. Well, Gunther was always going to win the title because he had that insane intercontinental reign where he was just literally beating everyone. And yeah, he was always going to beat Priest for that title. I can't see Priest winning.
But yeah, it's 666-day reign of Gunther. Walter, Gunter. I mean, they still haven't decided if he's Gunther or Gunter or something else in
It's
between it.
Gunther. Gunther.
Like
Russ
Ulugor,
King,
like Ulugor or Taylor.
Gary loves our tenor.
Who's
We
Ulugor?
Well, we didn't know that Gary was a pirate. He's like, our tether.
Soccer. Soccer.
But we got our tether. But anyway, I think this will. I don't know. They never have any more of that great of matches besides the war games. I think they kind of war games kind of weakens things because you focus on that so much, and a war games match takes so long because you're waiting that 5 minutes to see who the next person is. That's why you have these advantage matches, and I was surprised the good women won. I thought I didn't think Liv Morgan's. I thought Liv Morgan's team would get the advantage because they usually always give it to the bad guys, but they waited until who- men's match. So we'll see because tomorrow will be Jey Uso versus the Samoan Werewolf, which I'm very excited. Fatu versus Anuso.
Uso.
So anyway, that's that one. And this came out of nowhere last week. Sheamus comes in and attacks the Nazi, now the Steiner boy. But I can really care less on this one. I'm sure he retains the Intercontinental belt. Which that belt looks a lot better, but I still like the look of the new women's
Mm.
better. But I don't know. You got Sheamus, which just came back out of nowhere. They never know what to do with him. It doesn't seem like they use him as a jobber. I mean, at this point in his career, he's kind of just wandering around the sea because he just can't turn the boat because there's no rudder after that change course. So Sheamus, I think, is wasted now. But I think this could be a good one. But I think the Steiner kid retains.
Yeah, it should be good. I mean, he's obviously he won the title, didn't he? And then he lost it, and then he won it back. Yeah, I hate when they play hot potato with a belt. I hope he keeps it for a little while at least into next year.
Yeah, I thought it was weird. I thought he lost it too early into his reign, but
Mm.
he got it back quickly. So I'm just with our boy, the Mad Dragon,
Mm.
Dragonoff.
Mm.
I think he would have been competing for the Intercontinental by now, and that would be good because these two had good matches in NXT with each other. I think that's probably where they were headed because Dragonoff was being like the might not be the main event, but it was the match you wanted to watch every week, which they put everything around to them. It was the main event, but it might not be the one finishing the show with. But I think it's gonna be probably pretty good, Alonzo.
Yeah, I kind of always thought that Seamus looked like Beaker from the Muppets. You know what I mean? Like the whole red hair and the very very white skin
Well,
and his haircut. It's just so weird.
just
Anyway,
him stumbling
He
about
is
was
Irish.
great.
but I always kind of thought that Seamus was kind of over you. He was like got a big push, and earlier in his WWF career, he kind of I don't know, was just very annoying sometimes because he had that rogue kick and that was it. And he beat his chest like 10,000 times before he did that. So I always thought that Sheamus was either you're a good guy, or a heel, or babyface, and it's really interesting because I bring back the Randy Orton effect, where Randy Orton, where he was better as a heel, but people liked him as a babyface, if that makes sense. And I see Sheamus the same way, where as a babyface, he seems like kind of off, where as a heel, he's better suited as a heel. But with him, he has no story. He really has no story. Seems like so. I think he's pushed at the wrong time, and he's been there for a very long time as well. So I think they're just trying to use him in the best case scenario. And I think he's just now, like Tony had said, he's a jabber now.
Yeah.
So he hasn't. He's always been a wrestler that's always been one dimensional character wise.
Yeah, and he's
So,
getting a lot slower in the ring now as well.
so do you think the OG bloodline wins this, or does the bad line pull it off?
I think that the new bloodline win, but I think it's because of interference. I honestly think that
Are we
Seth
doing the
Rollins,
final boss?
Seth
Oh,
Ro-
well, I thought you were going to say the final boss. I thought you were going to say Barack was coming back. The
is it
real
him?
leader of a bad line.
I think him, Seth Rollins, or the good see Cody Rhodes interfering.
Uh,
I think either one of those three interfered the match. I have a feeling that that's going to happen because Cody Rhodes hasn't wrestled in a very long time, or it seems like he hasn't wrestled in a very long time on a pay-per-view.
I feel like on these they have these advantage matches. I think I should put it on the pre-show because I have 2 hours of pre-show. Who really wants to listen to those people talk for 2 hours? I don't, but I thought you should see Jey Uso there. This is the Samoan Werewolf. I think that'd be a really good match tomorrow on SmackDown. And I think I, I'm not sure who they have winning that one. I would probably do the werewolf winning, but you could go with Mr. Eat, Jey Uso. Russ, who's winning?
Who's winning this one? Oh, it's difficult, isn't it? I'd say the good guys, probably, or who we
OG
perceived.
Bloodline.
Yeah.
So it's two votes for the OG Bloodline and one vote for the new Bloodline. Or as Tom used to say, and I still like saying the bad line. But you got them going at it, then we might as well do the other War Games match here. You got the women going at it. I don't think any of us care who wins. Do you care who wins, Russ?
It's not really. It'll probably be a good match. I don't see how any of these ladies gain anything from being in this match.
And
It's
just to
just one of
re-
those, isn't it? It's just like all the top ladies. Yeah, let's just bung them in a match and just see how they get on. I don't know. I'll say the villains win this one.
yeah, yeah, I think they probably do. because I think at some point you're gonna get Stratton trying to cash in on that briefcase
Mm.
against it, and I would assume it's Nia Jax because she has been doing my sexual fantasies thing,
Oh my God.
slapping and choking.
Slapping
It
here.
could,
You'd like to be slapped and choked, wouldn't you, Tony? At the
but
same time.
by Tiffany, I would probably let her do what she wants. One
Oh,
because
Jesus Christ, man.
Like to be
well,
hanged like this.
one because I probably get the best bang for my buck, which is a good pun if you think about it. But
God, Tony, I wish this was a family show, man.
You always seem to turn this into some sort of femdom sort of thing, don't you?
Only
but
Tony.
Dominatrix coming out of you.
but
You know, I'd
I'm
like to
gonna
see Nia Jax sit on you, Tony.
I'm gonna agree with Russ that
Oh, God.
the bad girls are gonna win, but it could be Morgan's bunch, but
Anyway, don't say anything
who?
about cousin Liv, because I'll sort you out.
Oh, chubby Liv
Oh
Morgan.
my
Oh,
God.
God, Tony. She's
She's she can look chubby. Sorry,
Tony.
she's
Chubby
got
is Nia
baby butt.
Jax.
Nia Jax can sit on you, Tony. Squash
No,
you.
no, thank you. I want to get a smell of that when she
Oh my God.
drops down on you. But
Dear.
All right, Tony.
anyway, who do you think wins, Alonzo?
Who's the captain on the Good Girls team?
On the good girls team.
You know, because there's usually captain in these kind of matches, right?
Who's the team? Right, Tony, give us the teams. Come on. Who's on which side?
You had the advantage match this week. You had Nia Jax going against Bianca there.
So I would assume that Rhea Ripley is the captain, Russ, and I just say I think Rhea Ripley's team wins.
Mm.
I you know, I don't know. Maybe Nia Jax just crushes them all. Who knows? But I think there's a lot more athleticism on Rhea Ripley's team. Um, so that I'll get along. I think Naomi kind of could be the weakest link, in my opinion. But
I just can't believe Ripley's came back because she fractured her orbital bone, so she has this facial mask that she was wearing on Raw this week. So that should be interesting. But I told Russ last week I loved it on Raw when she just reappeared and said "War Games, bitch" when she just came in and headbutted Liv Morgan. It was great. I, I mean, I would probably headbutt Liv Morgan too, but it was just cool seeing her come in that way. Really surprised she's back because orbital bone that takes a while to heal.
Mm.
Sometimes it takes plastic surgery. I mean, it's a delicate thing when you crush your facial bones, your skull, basically. But like I said, orbital socket, but she's back. She's ready for Survivor Series. She's ready for the big push she'll be getting into WrestleMania. Not sure who they'll be pushing her against. If that will still be Liv Morgan. I think that would be a little too long of those two going at it, but we'll find out. It might be a three way. They've they were so heavy on having these triple threat matches, and since
Mm.
it came back, had the better writing, you got Paul back in charge, and it's been really good writing. So I think we'll enjoy this. But we have more on the cards.
Super.
Here are you going for? I am sure you're going for Gunter.
Gunther.
Gunter. Russ is going with his best German accent for Gunter. Gunter. But I'm going with. I don't know. I think Priest wins because, like I said, neither one of these can have it back. You have to have Seth Rollins, or you have to have CM Punk. You have to have one of those holding it for WrestleMania. So
WrestleMania.
so it could come April. I think it's mid-April last year. It went from April 7th, which was my grandma's birthday. It also happened to be Gary's birthday, which Gary turned 53 this year. Way to go, Gary.
Yeah.
A lot. I'm sorry for Alondo's behavior, Gary, if you watch this back. But yeah, I think Gunter wins. Who do you think wins, Alonso?
Well, you guys were talking about, Damian Priest. You know, I think they tried so hard to have a dark character, like the Undertaker was back all those years, and have that mystic, kind of dark anti-hero. Damian Priest doesn't have it for me. He doesn't. I think he lacks story. And I think, like, to me, when I look at Damian Priest, I think about John Cena and how he was pushed. You know what I mean?
Da, 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 da.
And to me, like, that ties to Damian Priest. I think fans want to like him, but now they're being forced to because he changed babyface. So I don't know. Like, I think the big issue with WWE some cases is that they're pushing wrestlers that don't need to be pushed. I don't think Damian Priest has paid his dues enough. Maybe I'm wrong, but that's just how I feel. I don't think he deserves to be champion yet.
No.
So that's the
I think
issue.
that's why they took it off him quite quickly.
Yeah. So I'm going for Gunter. Gunter.
So that's all three of us going for Gunther. So since who do you got here? I'm sure you're going with the Steiner kid. I don't see the belt coming off of him, but what do you think, Alonzo?
I think that if this is a time for Braun Breaker, aka Little Steiner, I think the time is now. I think he's putting he's put into work. I think he has a lot of charisma. I think fans can gravitate to him because of his uncle and his dad. I think he's a Steiner, and I think if you're an old school wrestling fan like we all are, then I think we want him to succeed.
Yes, we do.
Um, I think Sheamus being the old horse in this has given him a chance to do that. Uh, push him over, I guess. I think the real rivalry here is between Ron Breaker and um, Kaiser. I think this could be a real rivalry here if they're used properly. I think this is a budding rivalry. I don't know, but I think if you look at your history of wrestling, right? I think all the rivalries stem from intercontinental champions. You know, you look at Ric Flair. I mean, look at Macho Man versus Ricky Steamboat, for example.
Mm.
They're always wrestling for the Intercontinental Championship, but that's when it
Mm-hmm.
mattered the most is in the 80s and not, sometimes 90s. So I think I'm kind of glad they're using this. I think I'm glad they're pushing more for the Intercontinental Championship to be used more often. You know,
Yeah,
It
yeah,
because
was easier back in the old days because obviously you had a smaller roster of
right.
wrestlers.
but like you said earlier, Russ, it was impressive that Gunther had a 666-day reign. He's moved on. Now he's defending the heavyweight belt. So, who are you going for here? Are you going for Braun Breaker, the Steiner kid?
Yes, because I can't see Ludwig Kaiser winning it. I don't really see much in him anyway. And just like you said before, with Sheamus, I don't think they really know what to do with him. He's coming to the back end of his career now. He's getting on a bit. He's a lot slower in the ring than he used to be. I don't really see him as a credible threat. It'd be nice to see Steiner or Bron Breakker be put over by Sheamus, essentially.
Yeah,
I think that's Sheamus's role now. He's basically just the guardian to the younger talent. Just put them over.
yeah, it's like they can't lower him to being like a jobber. They just kind of, like I said, they don't really know what to do with him. Maybe push some people over, but
Yeah, he's not a
well,
jobber in that sense. He's never going to be a squash match, but yeah, I mean, he shouldn't be losing to the younger, high-profile guys.
yeah, I agree with you guys. I'm going with Breaker. And sure, you know it has to be Knight because you know he has to have that run for WrestleMania. They got to push one of these guys, and I would assume that would be LA. But I almost wish it was Shinsuke because I really love him. Love what they've done with him on the subtitles. Should have had a feud with Seth Rollins longer, but I don't see how LA Knight doesn't win this. Russ,
Mm.
who you
Oh,
got?
sorry. Sorry, you're asking me. LA Knight can't see Shinsuke winning. Unfortunately, it's just like a lot of Shinsuke's sort of disappeared, come back. I just don't think they know what to
He
do with him at all. Have I gone? Hello?
I'm here.
Can you hear me?
I'm here, Russ.
Tony's gone. Yeah, as I said, um, I think Shinsuke is. Yeah, I just don't see what they. I don't think they have any idea of what to do with him. I think
Yeah,
his sort of popularity and his push has kind of passed now. I think it's not to say that his best days are behind him, but as I said, I don't think WWE know what to do with him, and I think a new environment would suit Shinsuke more. Either whether that's going back to Japan or trying to find another company in the States to work for.
yeah. I think Russ. Now looking back on it, I looked at the match that he had with Seth Rollins, and it was Fastlane
Mm.
2023. In that match, he should have won that match. It seems like at the time he was having more of an influence on that match. So when that took place, that was Sensei's last chance to become a success, so to speak, in the company. But I think now, like you're seeing, him and Seamus being used as villains. Um, which is sad, really, because essentially, when used properly, he could become a major wrestler in the WWE. So yeah, like you said, he's just useless right now, and it seems like they're trying to fill in a spot for LA Knight. And this is where I think creative missed the spot with Shinsuke Nakamura and LA Knight, to be fair as well.
Yeah, I think LA Knight needs to have a good run with that title. I mean, it's always going to be the second prize for him. It's unfortunate that, as I say, I think LA Knight's time when he was sort of like the hottest thing in wrestling for like a few months, they should have just stuck a belt on him at that time, and they didn't. It was really frustrating for me because it like literally everyone was behind LA Knight. All I can see is Tony's butt.
It's not my butt, Russ.
Jesus. Tony, is this a Twilight Zone?
So anyway, who do you see?
Oh, me.
Who do you think gets the biggest push out of this now Survivor Series?
I personally think it's me, Braun Breaker.
I don't know. I think it's a B Phil.
You think so?
Yep. Russ, who do you think gets the biggest push out of Survivor Series? Are you still there, Russ? Yes, Russ will come back. But what's your favorite Survivor Series memory or favorite Survivor Series, Alonzo?
Well, trying to think, Tony. For me,
I mean,
it'll
you
always,
came up with a Survivor Series we watched last week pretty quick.
yeah. So the most memorable is '97. Um, yeah, we all know what happened, right? With the Montreal Street job with Bret Hart and all that. So it was always fun to relive what happened with that whole thing, and very different times now, but still, I think any wrestling fan will go to that event and basically changed a lot of things, a lot of people's lives that day. Um, so yeah, 97, some Star Series 97 stands out between all of them.
Russ, favorite Survivor Series moment or favorite Survivor Series year?
Oh my God, he's throwing stuff at me again. I have loads, honestly. Last year's it was a big highlight for me, Tony. Do you want to guess why?
What was it, Phil?
Yes, I think Phil coming back after, how was it, 10 years, was it?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Sorry, bear with me a second. Yeah, so that was pretty good. Um, Obviously, Survivor Series 1997 will live long in the memory of everyone who watched it for obvious reasons. But I think that was a good show generally. I did enjoy all of the sort of elimination matches that were on it. In 2003, you got Team Austin versus Team Bischoff. I did like that. That was good. Sort of very high stakes. Too many to mention, mate,
So,
to be honest.
so so to finish this off, uh, do you guys do you like Survivor Series more, or do you like War Games?
I prefer Survivor Series, the sort of 5-on-5 or 4 elimination tags. I always like those as a kid growing up. War Games is okay, but I don't think it should have overtaken the Survivor Series 5-on-5 elimination tag matches.
I, I I like the original Survivor Series when you had the tag teams. You just had two tag teams. I think you ended up having like 10 different teams. So you had like 5 events. But that's when tag team wrestling was really good. But I liked Survivor Series back then. But in general, I prefer Survivor Series. I wish they would have this War Games as separate, or, or just keep it on NXT like it was. But I like Survivor Series. Alonzo?
Yeah, I'm an '80s kid, so I always look forward to watching, Survivor Series on TV. But like I said, not like I said, but like I probably mentioned before among my friends is that I think what killed it for me was whenever it was always SmackDown versus Raw, and you had two of those matches every Survivor Series for like a very long time. And how much of those did you take as a wrestling fan? So yeah, I kind of like the old format of you have a captain, you pick your three other allies, I guess, and you went on with it. So I like the old format better than just having war games 5-on-5. So yeah,
I love the 4x4s by the way.
the Ultimate
But
Warriors.
anyway, that was our favorite moments of Survivor Series. And now we'll catch you at 5 o'clock Central, 11 UK time, 6 Eastern, 4 Pacific. And we'll be here. Russ may or may not. I may or may not threaten Russ's life after the show ends. Don't pay attention before this, Russ.
Hmm.
But anyway, who do you want to say goodbye to, Russ? Or
I want to say
what
goodbye
are you
to.
looking forward to most on Saturday?
What am I looking forward to most on Sunday? I will contradict myself here. It probably will be the War Games match because obviously that's the most invested thing most people are mostly invested in. Um, but yeah, it should be a good show. Even if I don't watch it with you guys, I will definitely watch it on Sunday and give you feedback probably next Thursday. But I want to say thank you to the one person who was watching, and as I say, once again, wish them a very happy Thanksgiving, and thanks to you two for having me.
Yep. Thanks, Russ. Alonzo?
Yeah, it was a party day today, party Thanksgiving here. So I appreciate you having me on, Tony. And unfortunately, I'm gonna miss groceries as I'm working a little bit later than expected. But hopefully, I'll watch it on Sunday. Um, when I get home from work on Sunday. So yeah, I mean, looking forward to watching. I guess like Rhett said, the main event, the Bad Line versus New Line. I guess as they said. So and it should be a fun event. I'm looking forward to it. Watching part of my own time as well. Maybe Sunday, Tony, if you're up for it. But yeah, good to see you, Tony. Happy Thanksgiving, and Russ, good to see you again, pal.
Good to see you, mate.
So we'll catch you this weekend. I'm looking forward to see what happens with the bloodline and the bad line. But anyway, catch you guys at 5 o'clock on Saturday, or if we do a delayed watch along, we'll catch you then.
Take care, guys. Bye.
Bye, everybody. It won't let me end it again.
I was gonna say we're still live.
It doesn't have an end stream button.
At least with the other one, you could just there was a big massive button where it just sort
Yeah.
of switched off. StreamYard.
Mhm.
Shit.
Here's a keep this
What's
for the
bad if I
outtakes.
turn off the deal? It still keeps going. All three of us could leave, and the show would continue indefinitely.
You just see it on YouTube tomorrow. It'd just be a 12-hour video.
Uh, this is the state of my life.
I don't know whether you're coming or going. At least you don't want to do a brownie and just video stream you sleeping for 12 hours. Just go into your garden and pass out, Tony. Just watching you sleep in the garden.
I would have to stay up for it, I think. The indefinite stream.
I'm getting scared now.
Uh, how does
Are you
it
gonna
end?
make us admin or anything, or
No.
we're still live? We're still going.
Christ, honey.
I've got to go in a minute, mate. Cause I've got to go to bed. Got work tomorrow.
Russ, how long does work last for you?
Work. I go in at 8:30, finish at 5 usually. Half 4, 5 o'clock.
Do you get off early on Friday?
No, not at this place. I used to at my old place. I used to start at 8, finish at 5 Monday to Thursday, and then Friday go in at 8 and finish at 12:15. It was great. I really preferred that.
Mhm.
He got me to work all day on a Friday. It took a lot of adjustment. I did the 12:15 on a Friday thing for like 17 years. So yeah, what are your work hours like, Alonso?
So usually I work 12:39 or 1:30 to 10. The earliest I gone in was 12 o'clock to 1:30. But if I go in earlier, it'd be 8 to 4:30. I'm working that on Sunday, but yeah. so I can't leave early, which is a shame. But it is what it is.
Yeah, I mean, we do. Was it 37? Generally in the UK, you either work sort of 37.5 to 40 hours a week.
All right, yeah.
That's in most jobs. I don't know. In hospitality, obviously, it might be a little bit longer. But even at like shops, I think you can do sort of like a 40-hour week
Work week.
max.
Yeah, before my old job, I was able to get up at 3 o'clock and head to the pub for a couple of pints and go home.
Where do you work?
So I work at a grocery store chain.
Have you done that for your whole sort of career, or?
Yeah, yeah. So I started off bagger, and then I went from that to produce.
Cool.
It's fun. I mean, I like doing it. You see old people, you see customers that become your friends, you know that. So really
So how long
nice.
have you worked at this place?
3 years.
Okay.
Yeah, before at the end of next May. But I was at a power company for almost 16 years.
Mm.
So, but if you're not happy at one place, then it's time to move on, and that's what happened. Um, so towards the end, a lot of people macro-managed, and that was not fun.
No, it's not. Yeah, it's not ideal. You should be just left to your own devices, as long as your work gets done.
Right. So
No one should really care.
at HEB, it's different because you have your own freedom. Your boss is nice, and you're able to do your own job at your own time. So, or at least usually them, right? Because they trust you that you're going to do your job.
Hmm. I don't know what is going on.
You
It
got
feels like
20 minutes?
I'm in the twilight zone or something.
Stop laughing, Russ.
You should make me admin so I can turn it off.
What's bad about that, Russ, is you have to pay for it.
Jesus Christ.
You gotta pay for it, Russ.
I'm not paying
You
for that.
gotta
God.
pay for it.
I thought, what was it on like StreamYard? You can just like add as many admins as you like.
Yeah, it's a thing. I tried to have you guys
Yeah.
do it this week, and it said it would charge me money.
I'm gonna watch this
Fucking
back
goddamn
tomorrow.
thing. I should have remembered the command code.
This has been the best part of the whole thing.
Jesus Christ.
So Alonso, what have you had people around today, or have you visited anyone today, or?
No, my mom was sick, so we didn't go out today.
Oh, that's a shame.
But last night I went to Friendsgiving.
Hmm.
So I'm part of a singles group on Facebook. So I went to one of the girls' house, and she had a good get together, a good turnout. So they had turkey and ham and all that, and
Nice.
pie and stuff like that. So we went really good last night. But yeah, it was
It won't bring up a fucking command line so I can end it. The pause that will never end.
How did you start it, Tony? That's what I don't understand. You started the stream okay, so I don't understand how you can't end it. Brilliant.
Sorry, everybody.
We need to get you a laptop, Tony, or something.
Hey Russ, you remember that show, right? The movie called The Watchmen?
Oh yeah.
So they did a thing on Max where they had a cartoon version of it.
Mm.
It's really pretty good, man.
Yeah.
It's like an anime kind of version of it, and word by word, the same exact parts in the movie,
Mm.
but they had different voice actors.
Yeah.
They have different actors for voiceover, right?
Mm.
But so good. They had a guy from Bosch, who's the lead, and he plays Rorschach.
Mm.
And somebody's that voice as Jackie Earl Hurley.
Mm-hmm.
Hurley. But very good.
Oh, cool. I'll have to check that out. Definitely. I did enjoy the film. So.
Did you see the Doom prophecy yet?
No, I haven't.
Neither have I.
What's that? Is that a TV series or is that the film?
It's like the prequel. It's like the prequel to Doom.
Yeah. So is that TV series?
Yeah.
I haven't seen that. No, I haven't seen Doom Part 2 yet. To be
Oh, you
honest.
have it. Oh wow.
No, I need to need to watch that. Just having the time because those films are very long and I need to actually sit down and concentrate.
Yeah.
But yeah, so when I've got sort of things going on here, I can't really sort of focus on it. So yeah, I do need to sort of take some time one evening just to run through it and see what it's like. I do enjoy Dune. I like the original Dune film was very good.
So I saw a remake on the Sci-Fi Channel in
Mm.
2000, and that was like a mini series.
Mm.
I think the actor who did it was a Scottish actor. I forgot his
Mm.
name, but
Mm.
and part two was James McAvoy was the lead actor or played the son in Dune,
Mm.
Armand, and yeah, very brilliant.
Yeah. I do like Dune. I started watching what was it, Foundation? Have you seen that one at all?
I have it.
That was very good. I watched a few of I think the first 2 or 3 episodes, but I never got around to finishing it. I do need to start watching that again because if I started watching it from where I left off, I wouldn't have remembered what's happened prior. So I'll have to watch it again.
Tony, have you figured it out yet, Tony?
No, I have not. Sorry, everyone. You're stuck with us for the rest of your life, or until Restream decides to end this thing.
Restream.
Nope, I haven't figured it out yet.
Right, chaps, I've definitely got to go because I've got to go to bed. But as I say, I might see you on the weekend at some point, but maybe not. But yeah, but I'll definitely let you know, Tony, if I'm available.
Yeah, it might not be after this.
All right, Tony, I want to say goodbye to you, man. See you, pal.
Yep. See you, Alonzo.